Next, we are going to see with determination of specific charge E by m of the electron, and that is through Thomson's method. Okay, so for this Thomson experiment is considered as one among the landmark experiments for the birth of modern physics. In 1887, J.J. Thomson made remarkable improvement in the scope of study of gases in the discharge tubes. Okay, so in the discharge tube, he has studied with the how this charge of the electron can be determined. Okay, so in the presence of electric and magnetic fields, the cathode rays are deflected. So this we have seen already in the properties of cathode rays, is it not? So when there is electric and magnetic fields, the cathode rays are deflected by the variation of electric and magnetic fields. Mass normalized charge or the specific charge of the cathode rays is measured. Okay, so because of this electric and magnetic field variation, we can find either with the mass and also with the charge. Okay, so the arrangement of J.J. Thomson experiment is shown here. Okay, here we are using the highly evacuated discharge tube is used. Cathode rays are produced at the cathode. They are attracted towards a anode disc. Okay, so this is a cathode. So this cathode we are producing with the cathode rays, and they pass through the anode disc. Here is the anode disc. Yes, and the anode disc is made with a pinhole in order to allow only a narrow beam of cathode rays. So this is a anode disc. So it is made up of a pinhole. So a very small gap is there, so that we can allow only a narrow beam of electrons to pass through it. Next, these cathode rays are now allowed to pass through the parallel metal plates maintained at high voltage. So this then passes through the parallel metal plates. So these are the parallel metal plates, and this parallel metal plates are maintained at a high voltage. Okay, then further this gas discharge tube is kept in between the pole pieces of magnet, so that both electric and magnetic fields are perpendicular to each other. Okay, so here we are also placing with what electric as well as a magnetic field, and so that they are perpendicular to each other. Next, when the cathode rays strikes the screen, they produce scintillation. So this is a cathode ray, and this cathode ray, if they strike on the screen, they produce scintillation, and because of that, bright spot is observed. So here we are seeing with a bright spot. Okay, and this is achieved by coating the screen with a zinc sulfide. So this screen has to be coated with what? Zinc sulfide, so that we produce this scintillation. Yes, clear. This is the experimental arrangement of this J.J. Thomson method. Okay, so first we have the cathode. So cathode rays produced from the cathode is made to pass through the anode disc. So this anode disc has a very fine pinhole, so that it allows only a narrow beam of light to pass through it. Then it is made to pass through the two parallel plates, and here we are also having the electric and the magnetic fields. These electric and magnetic fields, how they are? They are perpendicular to each other. Then it is made to fall on the screen, and in the screen it produces with a scintillation. Okay, and why how this scintillation is produced? When you are going to coat this screen with the help of zinc sulfide. Okay, so this is about the experimental arrangement. Clear? So next we'll see how we determined with the velocity for this cathode rays. First is determination of velocity. For this, for fixed electric field between the plates, the magnetic field is adjusted such that the cathode ray strikes the original position. Okay, so if this is a anode disc, okay, and these are the parallel plates. So from this parallel plates, what happens? It is made to fall on the screen. Okay, here we are having what? Both with the electric as well as a magnetic field. So what you are going to do in this is for fixed electric field. So electric field is going to be fixed, and only we are going to adjust with the magnetic field. So adjusting only with the magnetic field, what happens? If this ray goes to the other position, it come back to only to the mean position. Okay, so this means that the magnitude of electric force is balanced by the force due to the magnetic field. Okay, so electric and the magnetic field becomes equal. Okay, so here we are having the equation. For electric field it is E into E. For magnetic field the formula is what? It is BQV. Okay, now instead of this small q we are writing as E, and so we get the equation as BEV. So we can write it as E into E, which is capital E, which is equal to, we can write this as B E into V. Okay, now both the sides, the value of E get cancelled. From this, if you want V alone, so V is equal to, bring this B down, so we get E divided by B. So this gives the velocity of the cathode rays. Clear? So we have found out with the velocity. Next is the determination of specific charge. Okay, so this is what we have to find, that is the specific charge. For this, since the cathode rays are accelerated from the cathode to anode, the potential energy of the electron beam is converted into kinetic energy. So, since the ray passes from cathode to anode, okay, we can say that the potential energy is being converted into what? The kinetic energy. Okay, so we can say that this potential and kinetic are equal. So when you write the equation, this is for potential energy EV, kinetic energy is equal to half mv square. Okay, now bring this E down, m down, and also V we are bringing here. Okay, so we get E by m, which is equal to V square by 2V. Yes, in this substitute the value of V. Okay, so what is V is? V is equal to E divided by B. Okay, so substituting this value here, so we get E square divided by B square. Okay, so which is 1 by 2V into E square by B square. Now here we know all the values of electric field, magnetic field, and also the V value. So substituting with all the values, we get E by m, which is equal to 1.7 into 10 power 11 C kg per minus 1. Okay, so this gives a specific charge of the electron. Clear? So next is, we are going to find what is the determination of charge only due to the electric field. So here we are not having the magnetic field, we are going to consider only with the electric field. So because of that, what happens to the charge? When the magnetic field is turned off, the deflection is only due to the electric field. So magnetic field வந்து off பண்ணிட்டோம் அப்படின்னா என்ன ஆகும்? It will be deflected to some place. Okay, and that deflection we are measuring it as y. Okay, and the deflection in the vertical direction is only due to what? The electric force. So electric field, the formula is what? F is equal to E into E. It's not. Here let m be the mass, then according to Newton's second law. So what is Newton's second law is? We know F is equal to m into A. It's not. From this, if you need the value of A alone, so bringing this m down, okay, so we get 1 by m into Fe. Here substitute the value of F in this, so we get 1 by m into E. Okay, next this can also be written as E by m into E. Okay, so we have got the value of A, just have it as it is. Next is, here y is a deflection and we are considering the initial velocity u to be equal to 0. Okay, first, what is the formula for velocity? Velocity is equal to what? Distance divided by time taken, is not? So it is d divided by time taken is t. Here instead of d we are writing as L. Okay, and we are bringing this v down and t to this side. Okay, so we get t, which is equal to L divided by, according to the laws of equations of motion, we get S, which is equal to what? Ut plus half at square, is it not? Now in this, substituting the value of S is equal to y dash, so y dash is equal to ut plus half at square. Yes, and again we are writing A to be equal to AE, so that we can substitute with this value here. So instead of AE, if you substitute this, and T is equal to what? L divided by V. So substituting those values in this, and so we get E divided by M into E, L divided by V square, L square divided by V square. And already we know what is V is equal to E divided by B, is it not? And so substituting with the value of V here, we get E square divided by B square. So divided by B square goes to the numerator. One value of E and E get cancelled. So we get y dash, which is equal to half E by m into L square B square by E. And instead of y, we are writing as y dash. So instead of y dash here, we are writing as y is equal to some constant into y dash, and so we are writing y is equal to c into this term. Okay, so where c is said to be the constant of proportionality in this. Okay, so c is the constant of proportionality, and it depends only on the how the discharge tube is. Okay, and from this, y is equal to c into 1 by 2 E by M into this. From this, if you need the value of E by M alone, we can take all the values to the other side, and substituting all the constant values here, we get E by M, which is equal to 1.7. So this is the same as the before equation. In that also we got the E by M value and this one to be the same, is it not? So determination of E by M has been determined with the help of only with what? The electric field alone. So next is the determination by uniform magnetic field. Suppose that the electric field is switched off. So whenever the electric field is being switched off, what happens? It comes back to the mean position, that is in the center position. Deflection occurs only due to what? The magnetic field. And so the magnetic field, the formula is F is equal to EV into B. Yes, and because of this, what happens? This force provides a centripetal force. Okay, because of this, there is a centripetal force. So centripetal force, the formula is what? mv squared divided by r. So this is also F and this is also F. So we can equate the both. EVB is equal to mv square divided by r. Okay, now both the sides the value of V get cancelled. So we get EB, which is equal to mv divided by r. From this, bring this m down and B here. Okay, so we get E by M is equal to V divided by BR. Same way, substituting the value of V is equal to what? E divided by B, is it not? And so substituting that value here, we get E divided by B square into R. Okay, here also, if you substitute the value of all these terms, we get value of E by M. So we can say that this value of E by M is always a constant value, whatever we change it, either with a electric or with a magnetic field. Okay, clear with this? Thank you.